Hello everyone, this is Evie with Loving You to Health Energy Intuitive Guidance. I hope everybody finds themselves well today. The title of this reading is What is it that I need to know today? What is it that I need to know today? So if you were intuitively guided to this channel, welcome. Must be a message of something you need to know today. So there's going to be 3 readings. We have pile number 1 over here, and pile number 1 over here is it is a Archangel guidance deck, and I have a beautiful green adventurine. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see how we can. Maybe there. There you go. Green adventurine crystal, very pretty. I don't know if you can really see it. I'm going to go a little closer. That might be it. There you go. So if you are drawn to pile number 1, Archangel guidance deck with the green adventurine, this reading is for you. Pile number 2 is a goddess guidance oracle deck, and then the stone that I have placed on top of there is a beautiful howlite stone. Howlite. Yeah, there you go. I guess you can see it there. I'm trying to get good with the camera, people. It's a work in progress. So that's a beautiful highlight stone. So if you are intuitively guided to this pile, then pick pile number 2. Pile number 3. Pile number 3, we have, this is your Workers of Light. That's what it's called. Workers of Light Oracle deck. And it's a rubellite stone. Rubellite is very pretty. It's pinkish, blackish, very lovely. I don't know. I'm not liking my light in here today, but hey, we're gonna go with the flow. So that's pile number 3. So pile number 1 with the green adventuring, pile number 2 with the howlite, pile number 3 with the rubellite stone. So you guys decide which one you want to pick, and we will go forward from there. Okay. Hello, pile number 1. So before we get started with any readings, I always enjoy doing a grounding exercise. So everyone, I invite you to close your eyes. Take this moment to connect to your spirit guides, your communication angels, the divine, whatever it is that universal energy is for you. And I ask that you just get connected with them and ask them for their guidance and to draw you to the pile that is for you. And so we can all take a nice deep breath together, letting go of the day thus far. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Again, inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Final time, inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Let the day go, let it go. Let's be here today for just some spiritual growth and what it is that we're supposed to be here for. I invite my spirit guides to come in, and we'll have a nice little ding here from our tinctures to let spirit know that we are ready for communication. All right, everyone, let's get started. So if you chose pile number 1, let's put our crystals here. Have beautiful crystal energy right with us always. Okay, this is our Archangel Guidance deck by Doreen Virtue. Today it might be an oracle deck reading. I don't know yet. We'll see what's going to go on. If I feel intuitively guided to use some oracle deck, some tarot deck, then that's what we'll do. Just depends on what we're feeling today, right? All right, one more good shuffle. Alright, spirit of light, source of light, my beautiful communication angels of the divine white light. What is it that pile number 1 needs to know today? Pile number 1 needs to know something today. So let's see what pile number 1 needs to know today. Let's cut the deck. Alright, pile number 1, let us get started. Pile number 1, Spirit. What is it pile that number 1 needs to know today? Ooh, something flipped already. So let us get, your flipped card is right there. Patience. We started off the reading with patience. God, we all need some of that, right? Alright, let's see. Okay. Clairvoyance. And one more. One more. I think, oh, because we're going to do 2 more. Sure. So, and the underlying energy of the deck is gentleness. Gentleness. So it's Archangel Sandalphon. Be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environment. So that's going to be our overall energy of the reading. So let's move these cards around some. Alrighty. Alrighty, Spirit. So for pile number 1, I feel as though this is a time where you may have quite a bit of struggles going on. Struggles with people, with yourself, with finances. I feel as though some of you are actually having difficulties awakening to your spirituality. I know that sounds crazy, but it seems like there's a group of you guys out there that know that you are intuitive, knowing that you're empathic, knowing that you have these beautiful spiritual gifts that have been given to you. But with some of you, I just feel like you're almost unsure if these gifts are something that is really real, if that makes any sense. It's almost like you're like, well, I feel like I'm in tune with spirit. I feel like I know that there's something more out there, but am I really spiritual? Do I really have these gifts? And you do, and you have these gifts. It's a process that takes some time, and you have to be really gentle and calm with yourself and give yourself that time to grow into your spirituality. It doesn't happen overnight. And I feel for some of you, you're really desperate and you're almost asking spirit, like, please, like, let me grow into the spirituality. Let me grow with my intuition. Let me grow with my psychic abilities, if that makes any sense. And spirit is just saying, hey, chill. It's not something that's going to happen like overnight. It's something that you gotta nurture, and it's a muscle, and you have to like keep on using it over and over again, and then it becomes stronger. You have to meditate, do some yoga, use tarot cards, use some oracle decks, do readings on yourself, understand the meanings of the cards, realize that it's not just what the card says, but it's what it is that you hear in your head at the same time. This card, although it says patience, the part that I want you to pay attention to the card, if you can see it well, like I said, I'm getting the camera thing down kind of, so, but anyways, there, okay. See, so patience. And what the patience is, if you notice the photo of the angel, she is watering a garden. So she is watering her garden. She is tending to her garden. What happens when you water plants? What happens when you water your garden? It grows, right? And so it's not like if you're standing there staring at this garden, staring at these plants or whatever, they're not growing right away, right? You need to water it, step back, give it nutrients rather, which is like for plants is the sunlight, water, things like that help it to grow. Well, with spirituality, it's you need to be patient. You need to nurture this gift. You need to understand this gift. You need to have faith that this is something that is truly real and truly something that is happening with you. And then with that, Archangel Raziel came out, and he's saying he's helping you awaken your spiritual gifts. Ask the archangels to help you act. to help you awaken. Ask the archangels to help you understand your intuition. The biggest thing I feel like with intuition, or being nervous about intuition, is that we feel like sometimes, like, if you have this gift, that it's something in your head. You're like, oh man, it's this like ego based where I'm making up all this stuff and saying that I'm spiritual, but I'm not. And that's not the case, you know. Like, you don't know what is ego based, where it's something that's coming from you versus something that you're like, God, it keeps on echoing in my head. It's like something I need to say. That's the way that I explain it. Not that my explanation is like it, but I just feel like for some of you guys, you just need to have faith that you are having this growth and awakening, and just let it happen. You cannot force it to happen. You cannot force it to happen. For some of you, I almost feel that this gift of intuition, this gift of guidance, this gift of spirituality, I call it a gift because I feel like it's a beautiful gift. It seems to have come to you almost after dealing with some really messed up shit. So either you went through a divorce, or you dealt with a family breakup, or you left a job that you've been with forever, or something like that. Something terrible, horrible happened to you, and that shit clicked something in your head that was like, what the hell? And you realized that you had these gifts. It's almost like you wouldn't have noticed that you had these gifts, or ever awakened to these gifts, had you not had this terrible situation. So this terrible situation has happened, and it's like, oh shit, I have these spiritual gifts. Are they real? Are they fake? What's going on with this? I don't even know. Am I losing my mind? Am I going crazy? Could be going crazy because I've been through all this terrible stuff. But it's not that you're going crazy. It's just that you're happening to awaken to something absolutely amazing. And sometimes it takes going through a tough time in order to awaken to something extremely amazing, that provides you with comfort and provides you with just that knowing that everything is going to be okay. So pile number one, you have been through hell. Be gentle with yourself. Give yourself some time to heal from everything that you have gone through, but B, understand that sometimes that bad thing is the light switch to your intuition, to your life, to what it is that you're called to do, you know. And so ask the archangels for help and support during this time, and they shall be with you. They definitely shall be with you. I want to dig a little bit deeper into your reading, pile number one. I want to see what else may come out for you. And for some reason or another, I am being called to use the Crystal Visions Tarot. So I'm going to get that for us now. The Crystal Visions Tarot. All the decks that I use in my readings, by the way, they will definitely be in the description box below in case you like them. If you like the imagery in it, if you like the messages that seem to be behind there, then awesome. Then you get to use those. So pile number one, what is it that they came to the channel today to know? Why were they intuitively guided to be here today? What is it that they need to know? What does pile number one need to know about why they came here today? What's going on? What's going on with their spirituality and growth? Pile number one seems to have gone through some craziness recently and had this awakening, and they don't know what to do with it. So let's see what you have. Any insight, Spirit? Okay, let's cut the deck. Ooh, my cards want to slide all over the place. That would happen, right? Alrighty, pile number one. So let's see what's going on with you. You know, there's that little OCD in me. I'm making sure my cards look like they aren't lined. Alright, pile number one. What is it that you need to know? Pile number one. Anything else that you need to know today? What's going on with these obstacles you've had? What's going on with this growth? What is going on with the impatience? What is it, Spirit, that pile number one needs to know? What is it that you need to know? Okay, the Hierophant came out, so we'll put that over here. I'll put it over these cards. Okay, let's see what else we can have. Okay, the Seven of Swords. Oops, and Three of Cups. Alrighty, you guys. Then we also have the Seven of Cups as the underlying energy of the deck. Yeah, we'll put this over here. You know, it's like learning the camera space and learning what is around there to see, excuse me, what it is that we want to do and all of that stuff. So, all right. So just looking at this right now and looking at everything that is going on here, I am just feeling as though for some of you, in regards to your spiritual gift and the spirituality of your gift, I just feel that some of you almost know that you have this gift too, but almost feel as though it's something negative and something that you should not be doing. You should not be doing it because growing up, you have been told that this is something that you should not be doing. This is not a good thing. This is demon work, the devil work, or whatever it is that you've been told. And I feel for some of you guys, you're like, what should I do with this? Because I am not supposed to be doing this. I'm not supposed to be doing this. And, you know, that can be so far from the truth, right? It just depends on how you're doing it. No, you're not doing this for negative. It's more so you're using a tool to just help you with your day, to grow into who you are. I see it as a tool. I don't see it as anything devilish that you're doing, you know. Yeah. So with the Hierophant, it just seems as though, like I said, some people may think like that this gift isn't something that they should do because it's not with, you know, with what their regular traditions are. But the Hierophant is also sharing different traditions, sharing different gifts, things that people may not have realized, you know, is something that can be a blessing in spirituality and growing in your spiritual health. And so maybe it's a matter of, hey, don't be afraid to share your gifts, but it's actually something that can be shared with the world, something that maybe the world, your family, maybe there's messages or something that you can provide to people that they can be like, oh yeah, hey, you know what, it's this is a good thing, or there's a message that I needed to hear, maybe for their healing. Then you have the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords energy is more so of just feeling like somebody did us wrong, if that makes any sense. It's almost like, okay, I've been done wrong. Maybe that's the overcoming the difficulty of people that have done you wrong, people that have been in your life and you've done everything for them and they truly have not been the person that you needed them to be for you. And so you're having this energy of like deceit and this energy of yeah, somebody really did you wrong, and it kind of like, I don't know, I feel for some of you it was like a spouse or a relationship you were either cheated on or they were living a different life and you didn't even realize what the hell was happening until it happened, and now you're just in this energy of just like feeling like hurt, defeat, overwhelmed, so much stuff going on, which makes sense because your overall energy, the Seven of Cups, is like someone who is just kind of floating around. You're kind of like, so much has happened to you and it just feels like you're just floating in the air. You don't want to get down. You don't want to, you know, you don't want to deal with reality. You're cool floating. You're cool putting all of that stuff underneath the bed somewhere and dealing with that shit later, or putting it in the closet and dealing with that stuff later. But you have to face your feelings. You have to face your reality. You have to be able to deal with whatever emotions are out there, you know. And maybe, just maybe, you know, awakening to the spiritual gift is what it is that's going to help you. Pile number one is going to help you to get where you need to be. And at the end, your end result is the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is an energy of celebration, of sharing good times with people, sharing just a blessing, what is good. And so I feel, pile number one, that you've been through hell and back. You have been definitely stabbed in the back, and I am sorry for that, you know, but that has awoken something in you, pal number one, something. You have a gift that you need to share with this world, and whether it's spirituality, whether it's being a life coach, whether it is helping others go through things that you've been through. I mean, I don't know what your calling is, but you are definitely called through this spiritual journey to help people. And as you overcome all of the stuff that you've been through, I'm telling you, you're going to overcome those difficulties. You're going to find comfort in knowing that you're helping others, comfort in knowing that you're growing spiritually, comfort in knowing that you've left that life that no longer served you behind. And you are going to celebrate. You're going to celebrate your new freedom, your new gifts, your new life, feeling a sense of accomplishment, feeling a sense of ease, feeling a sense of you've overcome something that you didn't think you could overcome it, and you sure as hell did. And so that's definitely the energy here. I am going to pick for you a blessed card, a blessing card. So we'll see what, and I will read the blessing to you, because these decks are awesome in regards to like providing, you know, lovely messages about blessings. All right, what blessing can we have, Spirit, over the new journey that pal number one is having? Pal number one has dealt with some stuff. They are growing in their spirituality. They are still having, you know, a difficult time, of course, with emotions. But once all of that's dealt with, there'll be some serious celebrations going on. So what is it? Any blessings that we can have for pal number one? And usually for this deck, it's a one card deal, because it's that one blessing over the reading, I've always felt. And this is a blessed bee deck, blessed bee deck. Alrighty, so let's see. One blessing for pal number one as they embark this new journey. Oh, that was easy. Alrighty. A blessing on your creativity. A blessing on your creativity. A blessing on your creativity. And it is a 19 card, and not too into numerology, but when I see 19s or 11s and things like that, then they always mean something to me. So a 19 card, if you add it, it adds to 1 and 9 is 10, and 10 and 0 is like endings and new beginnings, which makes sense for everything that's going on here, right? Endings and new beginnings. It's a blessing on your creativity. So let's read that for you. I feel that there might be for some of you a need to hear some of the words that are in this card. And so that is number 19. A blessing to stoke the fires of your creative soul, to bring birth, to bring to birth the dreams that lie in wait within you. A blessing to charge up your gifts so they can be seen and shine in the world. I'm telling you, don't hide yourself anymore. You have these beautiful gifts that the world needs to see, that you're going to be able to just change the lives of many people. Something to celebrate, something to take something so negative that happened, whatever that is for you, card number one, pal number one, that thing that really messed you up, to take that and to transform it into something new and beautiful is just an amazing gift to the world. So I will leave your reading like this, pal number one. Get your gifts out there so you can share it with the world and change your life forever. All right, pal number one, I'm sending you tons of love and light. And on to pal number two. Hello, pal number two. So pal number two was the stone with a lovely howlite crystal on here. So pal number two, you have the howlite crystal on there. And I'm using the goddess guidance deck for you. So pal number two, Spirit. What is it that pal number two needs to know today? Why is it that pal number two chose your deck? And why is it that they were intuitively guided to the channel? What is it that pal number two has to know today? What messages, Spirit, do you have for pal number two today? Okay. So underlying love. Okay. The love you have shared is eternal, regardless of what situation you're going through, pal number two. Alrighty. Whoa, that's way too many cards, so we'll get all of these out of the way. But past life that did pop up upside. Already made its face known, so we'll go with that. And one more. What is it that pile number 2 needs to know? Why was it that pile number 2 was drawn to this reading, and why was pile number 2 drawn to pile number 2? What is it that pile number 2 needs to know? That's 2 more cards. Pile number 2. What is it, Spirit, that you would like pile number 2 to know? Okay. Independent. And your underlying energy is sorceress. Sorceress, you're a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. All right, pile number 2. Let's get cracking. Pile number 2. Automatically, pile number 2, what I feel for you is that you have a lot of situations or issues that you're dealing with today, or the way that you handle things that has to do with how you were raised, and it has to do with your upbringing. There is something going on where I feel almost like you are the type of person that you go with the flow, and you are not necessarily an alpha. More so, you are a person that follows suit. So you don't really like to test the waters. You don't really like to argue. Pile number 2, you don't really like to, you just kind of, although you may disagree with something, it seems as though you just kind of stay there and you don't say anything. You are almost like, how do you say that? You are almost like the person that is the better person, if that makes any sense, which is a good thing, but can be also a hindering and a bad thing, right? So right now, pile number 2, I feel like you are at a point where you are in a situation now that may not be the best for you. And I feel, pile number 2, that you're realizing that. You are realizing that you have been turning the other cheek, so to speak, for a very long time. And now you're at a point where you're stuck and you just don't know what to do. One of the cards that you got here, I felt, is underlying love, meaning that the situation that we're talking about here has love at the root and the base. And I feel like more so it's you will always have love for the person or the situation that you are dealing with. Pile number 2, but you also know that love can only take you so far, meaning that you could keep turning the other cheek, you can keep trying to ignore it, you can keep hoping and praying that things get better. But sometimes the way that things are better is if we leave a situation alone and let that person, either grow or just separate yourself from that situation. Pile number 2. It's you've shared love with the person, you've shared or person, I keep saying person, so maybe it's a person, you're sharing love in your situation. But it's to the point now where how many times can you just let things be? How many times can you just go with the flow? When are you going to take part in creating the situation that you want from yourself is what I'm getting, pile number 2. So your underlying energy is sorceress. And the underlying energy of sorceress is you're a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. I feel like pile number 2, Spirit is telling you, you can do it. You have the strength inside of you to do it, to get out of your situation, to make the change necessary. You can do it. You need to stop repeating history is what I keep hearing. So stop repeating history. So I don't know if the history has to do with you are constantly going back to a certain person that maybe isn't good for you. that you're constantly forgiving a person that isn't good for you. Another way of looking at it, or another person possibly can be, yeah, it's almost like going back because it's a past life. So it seems like it's going back to a person, and you're constantly going back with this person over and over again, because underlying you people love each other. It's great, and you can go with the flow and chill, but it's time for you to break free from that bond. It's almost like not an obsession, I want to say, but it's almost like such a strong it's a strong hold that person has on you, which makes you just forgive everything and keep going back to that situation. And I feel like you almost know how toxic the situation is to you, but it's something about it, because you're like, he's a good person or she's a good person deep down in their soul, and they're just great and they're good. If they could just change X, Y, and Z, then this wouldn't even be a problem anymore. But the problem with that is just sometimes you keep on reliving this pattern, and this cycle never breaks. And if it's something that makes you happy, well then, whatever, great. But it's almost like that you need to change this. It's almost like that you want to become who you want. You want the life that you really want. You want to be with the person or the relationship that you really want. And you have the strength to change your situation, pile number 2. You have the strength to create the life you want, pile number 2. But you need to be able to take those steps and changing the past, changing those cycles that are happening, and change. You can't expect a change. You can't expect for things to have a different outcome if you're continually, the process is still the same. Your cycle is still the same. How are you supposed to have a better outcome when you're not breaking the chain of the bad? Your future card, which is our boss energy here, is independence. Your independence is the foundation for your strength and your success. Your independence is the foundation for your strength and your success. Pile number 2, you need to get pile number 2, you need to let this go. You have to almost, I feel like for some of you guys, in order for you to get your whole independence right now, it's almost like this person is a crutch for you for some reason. It's almost like you need them, or you feel as though you can't do better than them, or the fact that they've been there for things, for you. Maybe you've been through some issues and illness, and you feel like you almost owe this person something, and you have to be with them because they loved you, because they've been there for you, and you feel the need to have to stay with them. But the reality is that a person can come into your life for a reason and for a season, and then it is time for both parties to move out of the way and to focus on other lives, because only then are you able to grow, to become independent, to make your dreams a reality, to live the lives that you want. People can, like I said, come into your life. That love can always be there. It can be for that season, and then you may have to just move forward in your life to something else, something different, something just that would be amazing for you. You have to stop having that same cycle, the past, because the situation you're dealing with now, the stresses that you're having now, pile number 2, it's based on repeating cycles, if that makes sense. It just seems like you're repeating your cycles. Let's see what we can do to help get some clarification on this just a little bit. Let us use, we'll bring Doreen Virtue's tarot cards. See, I always start my readings as I'm like, oh, let's see, today will be an oracle day, and then that oracle day ends up turning into wait, no, we're not doing oracle, we're going to add some tarot in here. There's always some good tarot, right? You always need some tarot in our life. All right. And so our Fairy Tarot by Doreen Virtue, we'll have that here just to see if we can have some clarification on this this pattern that pile number 2 is dwelling in. What is it that pile number 2 needs to know? Why was pile number 2 drawn to the channel today, and why did they pick pile number 2? Why did they pick pile number 2? What message of spirit do you have for pile number 2? What is it that pile number 2 needs to know? What is it that pile number 2 needs to know? Alrighty, let's get. What is it that pile number 2 needs to know, spirit? What is it that pile number 2 needs to know? Alrighty. Okay, pile number 2. Let's see if we can get some clarification. What's going on? What's going on, pile number 2? What's going on, pile number 2? Okay, pile number 2. Oh, that's good. Okay. Awakening. 7 of winter, or 7 of swords, ace of swords, or ace of winter in this deck. And then 7 of summer was the last card. And then the overlying energy is the 6 of winter, the 6 of swords. These decks are very pretty. You guys gotta check, let's see. Check these cards out. They are super cute. They are very pretty. Very, very pretty. So, alrighty. So your underlying energy is the 6 of swords or the 6 of winters. And the card says positive changes are on their way. A welcome relief from troubled times, traveling or relocating. Again, of course, spirit never lies, man. I'm telling you, you have to, it's almost like you may have to leave where you're at, where you're living, leave that situation in order for you to be able to move forward in your life, to make the changes, to leave that, maybe that past relationship, dude, is like, you're like, if I stay in this town, if I stay in this city, if I stay around this person, then I'm never going to be able to get over this person or leave this situation. Just pick up your stuff and go. Just leave. If you've been questioning, some of you have been like, should I go? Should I go? Should I go? The answer is yeah. Let me get the hell out of there. Get out of Dodge, right? Get out of Dodge. Alrighty. Your first card that we got here on the Fairy Tarot deck was Awakening. So Awakening. Awakening there. Okay. And Awakening says change is on the way. You're looking at a situation. Change the way you're looking at a situation. Embrace your uniqueness. A temporary pause in action. So Awakening is also like the Hangman. It's like right now I feel like you're at that energy, like, you know, you're almost like stuck in time where you're like contemplating, you're thinking, you're not going forward with the changes that you may need to make. It's just like you're just kind of stuck and just thinking about weighing all your options before you make a decision. And that energy is fine. It clears the dirt, it clears the mud out. But just, you know, I would say pile number 2, try not to stay in that hermit or awakening phase for a long time, because it stops you from even moving forward. It's almost like you're just stuck in that time, and so you don't go forward, but you don't go backwards, right? You're just kind of like stuck. You're like, I'm gonna stay here, I'm gonna stay put before I decide what it is that's going on. The next card that you got was the 7 of winter, or the 7 of swords, and there's better choices out there. You know, you may not rather be seeing things clearly right now. You may be seeing it as again, because there's underlying love in your situation, you're seeing things through eyes of love, which is very, very beautiful. The problem sometimes with seeing things with eyes of love is that you forget to see what is in front of you. Have you ever heard that saying, what is it, love is blind? For you, pile number 2, for some of you anyways in your situation, I feel like love is blind. And the bad part about it, that just seems like, how is it that it's wanting to be said? It sucks sometimes that the person who we may be in this pattern or cycle with knows that your love is blind. And sometimes that makes, you know, the situation a little bit more challenging for you, pile number 2. Your next card is the Ace of Swords, or the Ace of Winter, and it's a reminder, I feel, of not being afraid of the changes that are about to come, the decision that you may be making to leave or change your situation. don't, it can be very scary and nerve-wracking to change a pattern, to change a cycle, to change from living in one situation and going completely to another. I mean, shit, like, you want to talk about some like freaking abdominal cramps of butterflies and nerves in your stomach. Well, that is it. But it's almost like, is it worth dealing with that nervousness instead of dealing with the constant aches, pains, turmoil of living that cycle and being in this cycle over and over again? Now, again, the cycle, I'm saying a person. I mean, if some of you are trying to leave a career and go to another career, if some of you guys are trying to leave their family dynamics and the way things are done, like if you have family members that are on drugs and or live off of the system, for example, or something negative, right, whatever that is, or kill people, whatever, and you're like, shit, I'm part of this life but I don't want to be, it's time to let that go and move forward to a different life, to a different cycle, to whatever the different idea is. It's almost like for some of you, there's a crazy idea in your head. You're like, oh man, if I get up and I go and I do this, then I can accomplish like whatever this thing is. And you're like, damn, that's crazy, I shouldn't do that. But you know what? Do it. Like, why not? What is the damage in changing your life, changing the cycles, and moving forward to a different world? What is the difference? You might be happy. That's the difference. You might be happy and actually be in the life and have the job, the person, the partner, the life, the freedom that it is that you want. So something to think about, pile number 2, something to think about. And then your last little card that came out on the Fairy Tarot was the 7 of Summer. And the 7 of Summer or the 7 of Cups, whichever way you want to look at that, is no more procrastinating, no more procrastinating. Your power comes from making a decision. Confusion that arises from over-analyzing your options. So that's what I was talking about. Don't stay in your hanged man. Don't stay in your hangman energy for a long time, because the more you think about things, right? The more you think about things, the more options a person has, or thinking, or whatever, or possible, probable, this will happen, that'll happen. If you work out every single possible scenario that'll come out in your head, you will be stuck in time and there will be no movement. You don't want to have no movement. You want to have some movement. You want to be able to do what it is that you want to do. I think you just get out of that. Just go think, figure it out. Really look at things. Look at everything that has happened. Look at the patterns that have gone on. Look at where your repetition in your cycles, look where it has led you today. If you've been in the cycle for a year, if you've been in the cycle for 5 years, what has it led to thus far? Is it always the same outcome? Has it actually changed to something like that's been beneficial? Think about at the end, the end result for you, pile number 2. What is it that you have gotten being in this situation and repeating this cycle? With that, we are also going to do, today I've decided that at the end of each pile's reading, I will pick a blessing card. It's called Blessed Be. So Blessed Be, blessing card. Let's see what they have to say for you, Spirit. What is it? What blessing do we have for pile number 2? What blessing do we have for pile number 2? Pile number 2 has some life changes they need to do. They have to change some patterns. But what is it? What is it that you can, what other information that you may have for pile number 2, Spirit? There you go. I love Spirit. You gotta love Spirit, because it don't lie. If you think Spirit lies, it does not. Of course, the card that popped out, your blessing, is, I wish you could see it clearly. A blessing for a fresh start is what it's called. A blessing for a fresh start. And 34 adds up to 7, lucky number 7, the luck to get out. And so I will read plus a fresh start for you. Where are we? A blessing for a fresh start. A blessing for when we must begin a part or even a great deal of our lives anew. So you must begin a part of your life, or even the whole life, or a great deal of your life, and you have to begin it anew. And I feel called to read the entire passage for you, pile number 2. This seems as though some heavy, like like turning on the light in the head, or the light bulb turning on in the head energy. And so I feel that for some of you, maybe there's something in this passage that would be good for you to hear. A blessing upon you as you strike out from the familiar place, which, for all its troubles, was the place you knew. May the uncertainty which surrounds you and the fear of what may come be quelled as you bravely take those first steps and begin to create the new life which was always yours, for destiny would have made this so. May you find comfort in the ease with which you find yourself embracing the new. And may the loneliness you encounter become more akin to solitude, a time of reknowing your own self, as the world no longer can tell you who you are over and over again. May the breaking free of what tethered you renew your strength. And as you tremble from time to time, wondering if you ought to have stayed within the cage, know you are being watched over and encouraged by divine ones who wish you all the blessings in the world. May you embrace the differences, adapt and explore who you are, and know that when you gave yourself this great chance, you offered yourself the great gifts of recreation, of the transformation of self, of the realization of your own personal truth. May this fresh start be a blessing to you and give you the knowledge, the certain, unquestionable faith that you can break free of winter, that a springtime within your life has come through your own creation, and you have gathered up all the power you had and struck out far from the self and the ways you knew, in order to be free, to be wild, to be wholly your own self once again. A blessing to you, child of the earth, on this fresh start, which will come to you as soft as a flower breaking free of a bud, as strong as a butterfly emerging from the cocoon. There may be a struggle within the shift, but know your every movement towards the new is divine, is noticed, is energetically supported with the blessings of all the wild world. For the wheel must turn, and every point on that wheel is a blessing. Blessed be. Pile number 2, you're ready for the change, my friends. You are ready for the change. Yeah, you got this. Break that chain and go forward in that new life. Something amazing, I just feel, is waiting for you. All right, pile number 2. With that, I will leave you be. Sending you tons of love and light. Take care. And on to pile number 3 we go. Hello, pile number 3. Hello. If you chose pile number 3, we are using the Work Your Light Oracle deck. And we have a rubellite stone. A rubellite stone is like a pink and blackish. It's all marbled. I don't know. We'll put it down here. See if I can. There or up here. I don't know which camera I'm going to use yet, so bear with me. I'll see you after editing. Alrighty. So, pile number 3. Why was it that you chose pile number 3? And what is it that you need to know today? Why were you intuitively guided to the channel? And why pile number 3 is it that you chose pile number 3? Okay, with that being said, we will shuffle the deck and get started. What is it that pile number 3 needs to know? What is it that pile number 3 needs to know? What is it that pile number 3 needs to know? What is it that pile number 3 needs to know? What is it that pile number 3 needs to know? What is it that pile number 3 needs to know? Okay, let's cut the deck. Alright, pile number 3. Let's see what's going on with you, friends. Let's see what's happening with pile number 3. Alrighty. Okay, pile number 3. What's going on with you, friends? Spirit, what is it that pile number 3 needs to know? Why was pile number 3? Why did they come to the channel? What is it that pile number 3 needs to know? What is it that you would like pile number 3 to know today? What is it about? Oh, that's too many cards. Turn that upside down. Okay, what is it that pile number 3 needs to know today? What is it that pile number 3 needs to know today? What is it that pile number 3 needs to know today? Okay. Pile number 3, soul family. It's happening to you, not to you. Getting grounded. Okay, pile number 3. Pile number 3. Underlying energy of the deck is the priestess. The priestess is very pretty energy. And it says, how are you being called to step up and lead? How are you being called to step up and lead is the overall energy or the underlying energy of your reading, pile number 3. So pile number 3, right away I hear don't victimize yourself and get out of that victim mentality. For some of you, I feel as though you want to do something. You want to lead. You want to be a leader, whether it's in your, if it's in your career that you're in right now, or you want to open up your own business or do something different for you. And what I'm hearing is don't victimize yourself. Don't think that you can't do it. Don't think that you shouldn't do it. That you have a whole team of spiritual beings that are wanting to be next to you and to help you. For some of you, it's you're being called to do something. You're being called to lead. You're being called to educate. Some of you maybe are being called to be spiritual leaders or spiritual coaches. Yeah, it's interesting because I just feel for some of you guys, things, don't take what is happening. I'm trying to piece it together, right? Don't take whatever changes that are happening to you, don't take it as something negative, as something that's being done to you, as something that's being done to bring you down. For some of you, if you're just dealing with some different hardships right now, or it just seems like you take one step forward and take 10 steps back, the energy or the spirit is almost saying that don't think that these things are happening as bad to you. They're actually happening to help you grow, to help you reach your highest potential, whatever that is for you, whether it is to be a spiritual teacher, whether it is to be in a different career path. Something keeps happening to you where you're like, shit, I'm trying to do all this stuff and I keep getting pushed back and pushed back. I go forward, I get pushed back, I get forward, I get pushed back. Like, what's going on? Why is this happening to me? Well, it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. It's happening to help you grow. Your underlying energy is the priestess, saying that you're called to lead. You're called to do something forward. Well, how are people trained to be like leaders? How are people trained to reach higher ranks? Let's say if they're like in the service or something, you are trained to, I don't even know why I said service, so maybe some of you guys are in the service and you're being trained to go higher ranks, and maybe somebody's giving you a hard time and you're like, what the hell, man? Are you really making it so that I can't do this? Like, you're really making it hard for people to try to go up in these positions. Like, why even bother? Well, I feel like that message is for somebody, a person, because I don't ever really talk about the service. But if you're in the service and you're going up in your ranks and you feel like they're making it so hard for you, there is value in that struggle, and it's to make you great so that you can lead, so that you can probably in the future do that to somebody else and make them a great leader, right? So that message is for somebody. So I'm just going to leave that alone and let that be. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. And there's a part here, the card here that says your soul family calling your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. A lot of the times when we are going through, whether it's struggle, whether it's trying to grow in a career or something, whether it's just feeling as though something is negative or happening to us, and it's not that we feel like we have to do it alone. No, reach out to people who are in a similar business as you or understand growth. Reach out to family members or that confidant that you could talk to. That person may have some good ideas or some good advice in regards to how to handle the situation at hand, how to handle what it is that you are going through and what are you dealing with. That person may help you quite a bit to overcome those obstacles. And then get grounded is the last card of your energy here, and it's just saying connect with nature, get grounded, go somewhere, go on vacation, take a couple of days off, regroup, get it together, and come back and do amazing stuff. I feel like you are overwhelmed. I feel like if you're trying to transition to a new position or open a new business and you're keeping yourself working, all work, no play, I feel like you need to take a step back from that and just go relax, come back rejuvenated and renewed, and figure out what it is that you want to do next with your life. You already have the knowledge inside of what it is that you want to do. I feel like you just need to just give a timeout to yourself and come back regrouped and start doing the amazing things that you are called to do. Don't do it alone. Don't act like you have to, in order for you to be successful, in order for you to reach the higher levels or to get that career that you're looking for or to make the changes in the career. You don't have to do it all by yourself. So you could be like, oh no, I got this, because if I ask for help, then I'm going to be considered weak or that I can't handle the job or the situation. But that's bullshit, because we all need help. We all need somebody that can help, and others give us ideas. It doesn't mean that they're going to take away from your show or your lightning. They are going to help you grow and help you get better in what it is that you're wanting to do. So some people may have the fear like, oh my God, if I ask for help, I'm going to be seen as incompetent. Or if I ask for help and that person comes out with a great idea, then it's not my idea, so therefore I shouldn't grow in my position, or whatever it is. Whatever that means to you. You could take it as a position, as an idea for your house, family, whatever. The point is that just because you ask help from other people doesn't mean that you are less worthy of attaining that goal, less worthy of moving forward. It doesn't mean that they get all the credit and you get no credit. And it shouldn't be about credit. It should be about just working together to get it done. And a character trait of an amazing leader is someone who can learn from their staff, someone who can learn from others, someone who is not afraid to say that they don't know something, someone who knows where their resources are in order to do the things that they need to do in their life. Alrighty, so let's see what else that we can add. I feel this will be the one that I didn't have to add a tarot deck to. So I am going to use the butterfly oracle cards, and they're for life changes. Some of you here are definitely wanting to change your life and do something, and so I feel that maybe this deck will bring some clarification or needed clarification. What is it that pile number 3 needs to know? Pile number 3 seems to feel as though they're going to change and lead or do something amazing. But what is it that they need to know? Any information that they need to know in regards to the changes that are coming forth, Spirit? What is it that Spirit? What is it that pile number 3? Any information or advice that we can help pile number 3 along their journey with? Alrighty. Okay, pile number 3. What is it? What is it that? What other information do you need about life changes, about this goal? What is it that we need? Making sure nothing flipped, and it did not. That did, and that fell. One more. Alrighty. Oh, you did fall. Okay. Okay, the underlying energy is realizations and epiphanies. So realization and epiphanies are your underlying energy, pile number 3. And then we have some family changes, healthcare changes, seeking and finding. So pile number 3, some of the changes that you're being called to do may be something that affects your life, your family life. It can be that you are seeking a career that maybe will have you away from your family, and that can be an obstacle for you as to not knowing what it is that you're going to do. But I just feel that if you speak with your family with that support system, because it's under soul family, family changes is under soul family, call into your tribe, call into your family, let them know what your concerns is if that seems to be a problem for you, pile number 3, and say, hey, I'm trying to transition to a new role, a new life, but I'm afraid I'm going to be away. I'm afraid that it's going to take away from my time. I'm afraid that schedule conflicts are going to happen. Pile number 3, speak to your family. You'd be surprised how much people that are willing to love you are willing to support you if you ask for the assistance that you need. Healthcare changes. Healthcare change for some people, I just feel like make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Make sure that during this process that you are not leaving yourself on the back burner. If you notice that you're super stressed, or that you're having like these little aches or pains or little things that something's telling me, like for some of you, that there is something that is a feeling or something that's been going on that you kind of keep ignoring because you got shit to do, you got a business to run, you got a work to do, you have a career to grow in, and you're leaving yourself last. I would say please go and check yourself out, go to your doctor, make sure that you are okay, make sure that stress can lead to a whole bunch of crazy shit. You can get strokes, heart attacks, and stuff like that. Not saying that that's what's happening to you, pile number 3, not at all. But I'm saying as we want to grow in our career, as we want to grow in the things that we do in our life, we have to make sure that we are well. If we are not well, we are not going to be able to go forward in the things that we want. Pile number 3, I say, please just make sure that you check with a medical professional. Make sure that you're cool. You want to make sure that you have that good energy that you need in order to achieve your goals. For some, I'm hearing, hey, vitamins, supplement, naturals, juicing, vegetables in your diet, just more wholesome things that are helping to care for you, your mind, your body, your spirit. You want to get out of the, you want to come out like a bull is what I'm hearing. But you want to be strong and you want to be energetic. You're going to need that shit, right? You're going to need energy. You're going to need to be strong for you to get your goals done, to get this career thing happening. You need to just go. And seeking and finding, if you don't know how it is that you are going to start your career, if you have a lot of questions, that goes with what I was saying earlier. Call on your soul family, call on others, ask for help, know when to ask for help, and know what your resources are. It's okay not to know it all. It's okay to ask for help. During talking with people and collaboration, it's almost like you end up learning so much from each other, and then that could spark an idea in your head that will help you to get what it is that you're looking for. Pile number 3, if you can go for it, you could do it, get some help. You'll be surprised how that'll open up doors for you. Realizations and epiphanies, remember that's your overall thing. It's realizing what is it that's going on, talking to other people. Oh shit, that's a good idea, let me go do that. Taking care of yourself. Hell, that person that may give you a good idea may be in the waiting room in the doctor's office. Who knows? Just take care of yourself and seek the help of others, and you'll be surprised how amazing and how far you can go into your goals. With everybody, all the readings, I have been pulling a blessing card. Independent if I'm called to read it or not, the message on it, I will. But just a blessing for your overall next, what your endeavors are and what it is that you're trying to do. Pile number 3. What blessing, Spirit, do we have for pile number 3 as they pile number 3 as they embark in their new changes and that they want to go through? What is it that we have for pile number 3? What is it that we can share with pile number 3 today that can be something that they need and is amazing for their continued growth and their continued journey forward? What is it that pile number 3 needs to know? What is it that pile number 3 needs to know? A card for pile number 3, Spirit. What is it that we can... Okay, 3 cards. This. You know what? 3 wanted to come out. 3 are going to come out. That's what we're going to do. I don't question why things happen sometimes, so... A blessing on a new venture. So pile number 3 right there, blessing on your new venture. It's divinely blessed. You just have to figure out how to ask for help and how to go about doing things. Ask for help. A blessing in your family. So again, family dynamics, family issues. Your family stuff is coming out. I'm telling you, spirit, don't lie. Soul, family changes. A blessing on your family. Your family have a lot to do with your success. If you're having family issues for some people, because family keeps coming out, there's changes happening, family issues happening. Just know that, you know, you guys work together and count on each other, and things will be amazing. Things will be great and good. And just call on your family, be with your family. You know, your family will be okay as you never know, this beautiful career change may be a blessing for your family. If you've been having bills and struggling on getting ahead, you know, just know that there's an idea out there that will be helping your family. And a blessing on a resolution. So that goes again with realizations, epiphanies, trying to figure out what it is that you need to do and how it is that you're going to do it in order to grow in this business that you want to do, or this career change or life change that you want to do. A blessing on a resolution. A resolution is coming, a way to do it, a way out of the struggle, of the way out of not knowing how to handle this business or make changes. A resolution is coming on the struggle of, if you don't know resources or how to start something, just know that these blessings are coming your way. These blessings are coming your way. Ask for help. Don't be afraid to help. Ask for help, pile number 3. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask others, your family, for their support. This change can be something that can help others, help your family, help your unit, your home. I think I am going to leave it there. All right, pile number 3. I hope that you enjoyed your reading. For all my piles, I would say I hope that you enjoyed your readings. And if you did and want to have future readings or listen to future readings, please make sure to subscribe to the page and give us a thumbs up. As well as if you're interested in personal readings, please reach out to me. All right, everyone, hope you have a wonderful day. I'm sending you tons of love and light. Take care.